It started this morning, and Mona, with permission, um, I built our story this morning around Mona.
Thank you. I need it.
So each of us has talked about how this community time together supports us. And so what I did with each card that I selected, I thought a name and I selected the card. And Mona, yours was the first one, and it was Myrrh.
Mm.
And I'm just going to read the card because the cards are shorter, and I know for time this morning I want to keep Myrrh. If there is a feeling of disconnect or absence from a maternal connection, or if you feel unsafe, is what Myrrh supports, and it helps feel more nurtured, safe, and protected. I thought that was quite interesting for the time. So the centering thought, I am safe, I know who I am, and I am connected to the healing power of Mother Earth. Why is it so easy to feel safe and connected? And I can send you a picture of that if you would like.
I actually have those, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so the next one was Shar, and that's immortal. And it releases discouragement, confusion, and deep emotional pain. And it helps create spiritual stability, soul connection, and transcendence. I release any darkness that has kept me from fulfilling my purpose and increasing my light within. Why is it so easy for me to increase my light and raise my vibration? And if we think about, Shar, what we talked about yesterday, increasing your reach, increasing your, so just it was interesting. Jan, are you on? Yes, Jan's here. Okay. So Jan was Spikenard. And I don't see this in your life now, Jan, but it may have been something. So I'll just say this. It releases resistance, ingratitude, and blame. What I do see is inner peace, gratitude, and serenity. So I feel like the Spikenard is something that reflects what I feel like it reflects what I see in you as support. Okay. I experience gratitude as I create a life of serenity. Why is it so easy for me to exude gratitude in all things? Then Julie, Monica, or Manuka, whichever, Monica, Manuka. It releases feeling forsaken, distrust, and wounded. And it instills uplifting, comforted, and loved. I am fully supported by the divine. I am never alone. I am healed. I am whole. Why is it so easy for me to feel loved? And Andrea, Cassia, releases worthlessness, humiliation, insecurity, and betrayal, and encourages courage, worthiness, and value. I create my own experiences and empower myself in living my truth with confidence and self-love. Why is it so easy to feel confident and full of love? And Tammy, Litsia, or Litzy, releases feeling stifled, pleasing others, and conflicted, and instills intuitive manifestation and receptive. I honor my own truth by listening to my intuition and aligning with my higher power. Why is it so easy for me to honor who I am? And Amy, the uplifting blend or elevation, releases hopelessness, helplessness, a heavy heart, instills cheer, a lighter heart, joy, and hope. It creates a place to lighten up and find joy in the journey while not allowing life to knock you down. I allow myself space to create joy and to find ways to have fun and experience laughter. And Lydia just joined us. Good morning, Lydia. And so the oil that I had, Carol has not been able to join us because she has to work on Wednesday mornings. So that's why she's not been here. And I had this, and I feel like this is still part of our story. So Lydia, the Melaleuca helps release feeling taken for granted, and if there are unhealthy energetic boundaries. It helps have courage, confidence, and empowerment. Creates healthier energetic boundaries and a strength in core values and beliefs. Creates healthy connections. I know who I am. I choose courage. I stay true to who I am. Why is it so easy for me to create healthy boundaries?
Sounds like my oil.
I felt as if it was, I didn't need to select a different card. So I'm glad it felt like a support for you.
Great to hear your voice, Lydia. It's been a while.
Yeah, sorry, I've been super busy.
It's all good.
I know that happens.
Join
I
us.
can't even imagine.
I'm glad you can join us. So the last oil for me was birch. And from a couple of the conversations that I've had with people, and I'm just going to say that I think this is a feeling that I'm just going to read it, and then we'll continue talking about it. So it releases feeling taken for granted, unsupported, and feelings of isolation. It helps instill connection, support, and inner strength. Creates courage and strength to move forward, feeling supported and full of hope. I am fully supported in all aspects of my life. God has my back. I am strong and resilient, and I have much to offer. Why is it so easy for me to create such a great support system? And guys, this is my intent for today. And this is, I mean, Mona, from our conversation last night, does this not bring it together? And I just, after our call Monday night, I just really had this, I had this feeling of isolation, and I missed us coming together. And my devotion, this is what I wrote after. I believe God, through his Spirit, gives us love, joy, and peace, no matter what is happening in our lives. Our joy might not always feel like happiness, but we have joy at all times. Please, I pray, help me discover the joy that comes from inner security in the faith that we are safe in Christ. And from that, I wrote something that I put out as a post. And in that, what came to me that I could do is reach out. And who can I reach out to that I haven't in a long time? And yesterday someone had a post. I haven't talked to her probably 6-7 years. And I sent her a message and I said, I have a calling on my heart that I'm supposed to reach out and set up Zoom times with people that I haven't talked to for a long time. And you're the first. I said, would love to connect with you. And she sent back, I just got chills. Yes, I would love to connect. Okay. And so the thing that I was feeling is when I did massage, I felt like I made a difference for so many people every day. Like I could see it. And I really was missing that connection. So this is the best way I can connect now. And I know there are other people who are feeling isolated, who are feeling that same feeling. And I'm taking that step. I'm taking that action. And I know, Char, you had read what Laura wrote. It was from what I shared with her that she wrote that post.
Yeah, I figured.
The
It's a
inspired
hashtag. Yeah.
you know, and my strengths, if I don't take action, I feel awful. My 4, 5, and 6 are activator, achiever, and ideation. When I think about something, I have to act on it. If I don't, it literally is killing me. So to be able to take that action, and I'm going to be using, now, if you don't have birch, and not all of us do, it's in deep blue. Okay. So if you want to use an oil and you don't have it, you'll have to look up like the Monica and Litzy if because I know it's in other things if you don't happen to have those. But I really felt like this blend this morning is our Wednesday morning blend. This is our community blend, and and it's for all of us, right? So each of our superpowers works best together, right? We can be firm in who we are, and we can bring our superpower to support others. Okay. So first we have to be there in order to do it for somebody else. Last week, Mona had created something, and we didn't have time for her to share it. And I would like to let her share what she created. Because she may not be able to stay with us the whole time this morning. So I wanted to let her go first, because I think what she did is pretty cool.
Thank you. So some of you, because I kind of brought it up at the end, some of you were able to send me your email address, and I was able to send this out to you. It's an ebook that I wrote on stress management, and I go through, starting with the basics: sleep, nutrition, hydration, moderation, mindset, messengers, meditation, movement, and change. And if you're interested in it, put your email address in the chat or text it to me. If you want to keep it private, it's up to you. My mobile number is 502-451-MONA. That's 502-451-6662. And I'm in the process of, I'm going to write another version of it, because things like this are always evolving, just as we are. But it will have oils in it for each piece that addresses our stress. Do you want me to share more than that, Julie?
So you went into Word and did this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you had a question last night, and I said we would ask Amy today. So do you remember what that question was? Because I didn't write it down. I just remember.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to offer this ebook on my Facebook page, so that, one, I'd like to have a conversation around it. And then two, I would like to, offer it as a way, it's my lead magnet, if you will. And, I just need to figure out how to get something on my Facebook page so that I can start getting that done.
So do you use MailChimp?
No.
Do you use any kind of email gathering program?
I have one called Less Annoying CRM, and I think I can send emails out through that.
Don't
Okay,
think
see if you can create a landing page. MailChimp is free, up to like 2,000 emails.
Okay.
So you could just sign up for an account.
So can I stop right here? So each of us, so what we're talking about right now with Mona, so if each of us is thinking about a way to promote something that is ours, our unique, so like Shar, we were talking about some ideas you had yesterday, and for Julie Reed, I know there are some things that could be unique to you that you could create an ebook, and each of us has an experience or something that we could put together and use this, in a way that we could support each other and get something out that is our unique thought or spin on something, and our way to communicate with the people who are going to hear things from us. So this isn't just for Mona. So I would like everybody to think about it in that way. But since Mona has it ready, I wanted to help her and for each of us that have been thinking about something like this, how can we utilize this platform? So MailChimp, Amy?
Yeah, that's what I use. And I'm not an expert about it. I've done landing pages once. And so, and I'm actually getting ready to do another one. But how I did it was there's an option within MailChimp to create a landing page. And that's where you like type in and you create your offer. Okay, sign up, first name, email to get whatever you're offering. Okay. And then they sign up, and within MailChimp, there's a way to redirect. Like once they sign up for your email, you can immediately like direct them to another page where you have your PDF that they can download, or you could you could create like an automatic reply saying, thank you for joining my email list. Click here to download your free gift. And when they click there, you'll host your ebook someplace. It could be on Google Docs. It could be, or you could do it manually. You know, like if you wanted to manually, once somebody signs up, you could just email them directly with the email. So there's a way to navigate however you want to do that next step.
Okay.
But it can all happen through MailChimp. Okay, cool, Julie. So are you signing up now or?
Yeah. Yeah. So just showing, you know, I've never done MailChimp either. So if, you know, you go there and,
everybody write down our username. Take this off the recording.
okay. Nope, can't use that anyway. Don't have the right.
My special character. No, you can do that. Your username can be whatever you want. You just can't have the.
Right. No, I know. I am going to stop share.
Good idea.
Yeah, get it all signed up and then come back.
I was hesitating, and then you said it, Amy, and it's like,
Yeah.
it may just be us, but yes, that's
Good habit to be aware of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you use Cinduit, I don't know if anybody does here anymore, but it has that sort of thing too. And I still have a Cinduit account, but I haven't been using it, so I'm going to let it expire. So I'll probably move to MailChimp or something too that is more focused on kind of keeping a mailing list.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that MailChimp was free up to a certain point. The one that I'm using, Less Annoying CRM, is $10 a month. And I think the reason I was willing to pay that is because I think it includes some of the same things.
Well, you know, Mona, you really should think about if you're gonna pay for a CRM, use Enroll Pro. You know, premium, because it's got all of Laura Jacobs, you know, great graphics. It's really, really good. And then you can use, you know, she doesn't have the mailing list thing. I mean, it's smaller for a mass mailing. It would be fine for, you know, 50, 100 people. But some combination.
Okay. I have a class that I'm supposed to attend now. I'm gonna stay with you all a few more minutes as they sort of gather. Oh,
But does that make sense, Mona? Like the steps?
yeah, it's all things I'm familiar with. I just haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, put it
So,
together. Yeah, I have to do the same thing. Like I created a download for conscious self-care, but it's old. It's not. It was like a couple of years ago, so I have it on my list to create a new one, and so I'm going to be going through the same process here in the next couple of weeks, I guess. So if we want, we can touch base or.
Thank you. I'd like that. Because if you've done it, if I run into a stumbling block, I may give you a holler.
Yeah, and what I find, seriously, like I do all the tech stuff, but it's not that I'm a techie person. It's like I learn what I need to learn in the moment, and sometimes I don't remember what I did because I just had to get it done.
Yeah.
Like always. And then by the time you go back to it the second time, they've changed it anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I have to really be focused on like what am I doing and what
Yeah.
are the steps and
Yeah, and I always save my password, but then I have to remember which device did I save it in.
Oh, okay. So for passwords, this is my So I had like sheets of papers of passwords. And so
Mm.
what I did is I got literally like a 3x5 file with dividers, and all of these are individual, these are passwords for like websites. And so I told my daughter-in-law, I said, if anything ever happens to me, this is
Yeah.
where you need to go.
Yeah.
So they're asking at this point, everything up till now is self-explanatory. So help us determine the best features for you. So I'm just going to say, for you, Mona, it would probably be services. And I don't know if that's for all of us, or I feel safe putting other because it covers, I'll just put services because they want to list my other services. Well, I think that's okay.
Well, you've got physical goods, so that's.
And you also have original content like blogs and videos
Yeah.
and stuff. I would click physical
Select
goods,
all of them.
all of them except technology.
Right.
Well, and technology you might need too.
No, it's not what you need. It's what do you plan to offer. So
Offer,
if you're
yeah.
selling technology or software, then you check that one. If you're not, then
Yeah.
don't.
So you have to narrow, I'm just going to say services.
So you're going to be trying to market massage?
Or coaching or
Yeah,
and I
coaching.
don't think this really matters a whole lot. I think it maybe just
It's
Other-
what they'll send you most ads on.
yeah, probably.
So, where are they going to access this? A website, I would say other,
Yeah.
and then, so Mona, I would say LinkedIn and Facebook would probably be where you're going to be looking.
Yes, you could put social media.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we're able to recommend the best marketing moves. So product updates. No, that's all from them. I don't want any of this. Okay. Yeah, I have been trying very desperately to clean out all the things that I've been unsubscribing from a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So then if we're going to add our contacts, you have to decide either if you're going to upload or manually do this. So Mona, do you know how to bring contacts in? If, so
I'm pretty sure that if you have them in a spreadsheet, you can upload in bulk, but otherwise you'll be, you manually add them one at a time.
So Julie, you would do automation. The automation, I think, is where the landing pages are.
right.
Mm.
But since she's looking, so make an announcement, tell a story.
But she needs to go to landing pages. These are things that these are templates that you can use if you have a list and you're ready to send an email to your list.
Mm.
Okay.
So start a new email.
No, you're not going to do an email unless you have a list, because you're not going to, you won't be able to email anybody because you don't have any contacts in there yet.
Right. Okay, so create a campaign is what you're talking about, correct?
Well, MailChimp is for having a list. So yeah,
No, it's to build your list.
yeah, exactly.
Because what you want to do is go over to those little icons on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And hover over those little icons. Okay, that'll tell you who you're once you have contacts. Automations, go up to automations. There you go. Do that. Explore starting points. Okay, scroll down a little bit. Recover e-commerce marketing. That's a blog. Keep going down. Let's see what else.
That's as far as it goes.
Okay, then go up.
If you're gonna do your Mona Minute, like sharing that, share your blog. So it could be a video blog.
Mm-hmm.
That could be something that you're putting out. Your ebook could be something that you're going to be putting out. Now, are you going to put this on your main page? Do you have a public page?
So I have my personal page, and then 2 business pages. So I think you suggested putting things on my personal page.
Don't do
That
too much
then-
business on your personal page.
No.
Okay, do it on my business.
You'll
Okay,
get flagged. You have to
Yeah.
do your business on your business page.
okay.
And every once in a while, you can use your personal page. Oops, hold on a second. I'm gonna log in real quick and see.
And you guys, I mean, I know you're kind of jumping into this, Julian, and that's fine. And I'm sure MailChimp is good, but there are things that fit people. And what I always do is just go to Google and put in MailChimp reviews. And under that, you're gonna have questions like, what are alternatives? And they'll give you the pros and the cons from all the, what are the features? How much is free? What, I mean, you can actually look at what might really fit you and get a feel for what this stuff does before you start jumping into it. But to each their own.
Okay, so Julie,
Yes.
if you go up to that little pencil right under the MailChimp thing on the left,
Hang on.
hold on, I'm just in mine right now, and I just
So where?
up to the little see that green button right over to the left?
Create.
Yeah, create, do that. Okay, so go down, see a landing page at the bottom
Yep.
there, click that. So that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Design a landing page can help you attract new customers and increase conversion rate. Okay, so what's your goal? So that's where you would put like stress management ebook. Okay, and then it's going to walk you through actually creating the page where you can upload a graphic, you can type in what your content or your offer, describe it, and then there'll be a place for them to put their name and email.
Okay.
So that's where you start.
Okay. So we can go through this more,
Yeah,
but I wanted Mona to just get a base of support
Right.
for that. And so for each of us, if there is something, and I can think of something for each of us on here that you could have something that we could work on.
mhm.
Every one of you here could have a little ebook of some sort that you've put together that you can send to people. Okay.
And I just had an idea that I think would be interesting, and it goes along with something, Julie, that you and I have talked about, where I need accountability and support at times to get through difficult things. And so, I think it would be interesting and fun to get a group together if anybody's interested in, work on writing things together. And then, maybe working through the, how you all are going through MailChimp today. So, I think I'd be interested in leading such a group, and anybody that wants to do it, let me know.
Sounds good.
Accountability and support. That's for whatever project we want to work on.
Quilting and community.
I can do that one.
So, okay. Well, I know you need to get going, and I just appreciate everything. You always have such wise words, and just for you to know that we're here for you too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, if I can find the link for my class, I can log in.
Okay.
If not, come on back.
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to say. If I can't find the link, I'll be back.
Okay. Okay. So I kind of jumped into that, but I knew she needed to get going. So thank you guys for listening, And again, as I said, I do believe that each of us could have our own unique little booklet of what we, what we bring. So
And Julie, the other option, if we can do this, so is it appropriate to share the doTERRA downloadable ebooks?
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could use those as,
Yeah. As a platform.
mhm.
Yep.
And the first thing is to look at them all.
Right, right.
I know, I mean, because they have just gone nuts in making resources for us, but if you don't know what they are, it's hard to recommend them, the right ones, you know?
Yeah, even like the 101,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
Well,
know.
and so how about this? I'm going to have an action step for you guys right now. Go find the doTERRA ebooks and, let's start discussing what's there and who likes what of what's there in the ebooks. So we if we each pick something and we could start doing a little report on the different ones. I don't know that I'm not going to assign it right now, but go find the page where the ebooks are. And, in our Wednesday chat, if you guys want to start just putting in there which one you liked. Okay. So something that I will share is in strengths, I'm good at taking action myself. I'm very good at thinking and taking action. I don't invite others to take action. And so how can I help you guys take action with your strengths? And I know yesterday that was part of what Laura's call was about. And the other thing that was interesting, and I think almost everybody on here has their strengths. Put them on something, either write them on a little card, or if you have the strengths cards, take your top 10 or 12 strengths, whatever you align with, and put them on a piece of paper where you can visibly see it. That was something that someone on Laura's call yesterday shared. And I know, Shar, you saw mine. I don't have it tagged down yet, but I put all of my strengths on a cork board. And I'm going to have them above my desk. And so to understand what might be of good support for me. So Tammy, I had Tammy open that we're going to be doing an online class. We're actually going to be doing an in-person class at her salon mid-March.
Yeah, I'll get back to my planner. Put that date in there.
Yes. So she has enough space that we can be socially distanced, and we're going to have a morning and then an afternoon class, and we're going to talk about application. And I think we can probably do one of them as a live as well. And then, we'll have the recording. So I don't know if we'll do the morning or the afternoon live. I haven't thought that far ahead, but I think we could put it out as an event as well. And
Saturday, March 13th.
yes. And so we're going to just go over like some ways to do self-application, and if people are with others. I'm going to teach how to do hand massage, that people can give each other hand massages with, I think, touch. You know, like yesterday, Shar came over, and I'm a hugger, and I didn't feel comfortable giving a hug. You know, I mean, I am missing touch, and I'm sure others are too. So doing that hand massage is a way. And even if, you know, you go home with your family and say, okay, here, let's do this. I don't care how you do it. Just let's rub each other's hands, you know, put some oils on and we'll do this, you know, because not everybody wants to rub feet. And, you know, I don't mind rubbing feet, but I've rubbed thousands of feet, so it doesn't bother me. But, you know, so that's something that is going to be coming. And now, Andrea, are you able to talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could find my unmute button.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm alone today, so this is interesting.
Oh, your first day alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have the puppy, so we're making do.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Zach should be home soon, and I think TJ's coming this morning too, so.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, so a new road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Andrea got hurt, now Jan has a spa. So Jan, I didn't talk to you about this beforehand, but I'm bringing you in. So Jan in Baudette has this little exercise spa, and she does all sorts of other fun things. And Jan had sent me these infrared lights because she knew I was having some discomfort, and I got them, and Andrea broke her legs. So guess what I did? I brought them over to Andrea's. And the lights and the oils work really well together. And so Jan, I wanted you and Andrea to have a conversation here about what, so I know you've used them a few times, Andrea, and if you wanted to ask Jan some questions, I thought now would be the time.
I did use them a couple times, so I guess I'm not sure if I'm using them right or not, but I'm guessing there's really no wrong way. I know the light is meant to be like on your skin, so don't put it on the outside of your shirt or whatever. I know the larger one I've put along like my back or my shoulders, and then the smaller one, from what I was reading, that one's actually like a face mask that can go over your face, right?
Well, you're at a disadvantage because I sent that little 2-port controller. I actually have 6-port controllers, so you can have many pads.
Interesting.
And there's blue and red and infrared lights, and they all do different things. And I think you have the sheet of the different frequencies for, there's some universal frequencies, and then there's some specific to bones and muscles, and some specifically to skin, and some to your brain.
Okay. Yeah, what Julie brought over to me was the 2 pads and the controller, and she had it like automatically set where it goes through each one of them for 20 minutes and shuts off. So that's all I've ever done. I'm not sure what the frequencies are or what they do, but
I didn't bring
Just
her.
put it on the auto for 20 minutes.
Okay, well, and that's a good one to start out with. But, you know, like I understand that you broke your bones.
I did. I broke the fibula and I broke it higher up from the ankle than normal. And I potentially have some pretty bad ligament damage of the one that goes down the fibula into the top of the foot. Probably my Achilles tendon and my ankle is not the best either. And then I also have like an abrasion or a pretty good sized cut on the inside of my ankle.
So the lights create the ATP, you know, for the cells, and also nitric oxide.
Okay.
And they create, you know, I lost the word. You know, circulation of blood. So it'll bring blood to the areas that you are putting the pads on.
Okay. Okay.
ATP is, so it's energy. It says it is the main energy currency of the cell, and it is an end product of the process of adding a phosphorus group to a molecule using energy from light. Cellular respiration and fermentation, all living things use ATP. So
If
for,
you heard Jeff a lot, he always talks about ATP.
yes.
Well, that's what the mitochondria are doing. Mitochondria are producing ATP and then you use it. It's like breaking down a molecule like carbo. Okay, here's the big picture. Photosynthesis, you know, the sun lets a plant put carbon dioxide in the air together into carbohydrates and other things, but let's just say mainly carbohydrates. It takes energy to make a carbohydrate, like sugar or starch. Plants do that. When we eat, we take those things apart to get the energy back out because the energy is in the chemical bonds. Okay. And just breaking them apart, something has to, you don't want little fires, you know, you want it to be controlled and at the cellular level. And so your mitochondria basically do that job of kind of modulating, taking the big chunks of energy that are released when you take a carbohydrate apart and turning them into bite-sized pieces of energy. Those bite-sized pieces of energy are ATP, and it's still a compound. It's still, ATP is a compound that has a phosphorus that comes on it and off it, on it and off it, on it and off it. When it takes energy to put it on, it releases energy to take it off. So it's just, it's a way to modulate big amounts of energy that you get in carbohydrates that were made by plants from the sun. So ultimately everything from light, right? Down to little pieces that every individual cell can use for chemical reactions. So ATP is the smallest unit of energy that's used by cells. Okay, taking that phosphorus on and off of ATP. It stands for adenosine triphosphate, and you're turning a 3-phosphate molecule into a 2-phosphate and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So that's kind of why ATP is so important. It's what, it is the coin of energy in your cells.
And so then the other thing it says here on life, or it says, provides energy to drive many processes in living cells, such as muscle contraction, nerve impulse propagation, condensate dissolution, which I don't know what that is, and then chemical synthesis. But thinking about if you've got nerve damage, right? So And Jan, is this something that if people suffer from the winter, you know, the SAD, will these help with that too? Because I know you're not looking at it, but it's on you. Does that help support that?
Yes, it does, because it helps with depression and it helps with, uh, all those issues with, I have a whole list of things that it does, but I don't have it handy because I didn't know I would
No,
be
no,
talking.
I know. It's
One
okay.
of, one of, the women that I work with had traumatic brain damage where she was skiing and someone did a ski jump and landed on her head. And it was very, very severe. And she was, went through surgeries and came out and had all of the symptoms that you have with brain damage, sensitive to light and noise and all of those things. And of course was on terrible, strong pain pills because of the pain. And somebody introduced her to the lights. And within 3 days of putting the lights on her head, she was off of all her medication.
Wow.
So they are very, very powerful. I've also heard where someone who had, that scoliosis or whatever, and, hairline breaks in their spine that have healed.
Well, and so I know, like, like you said, you can have the whole port, but just having one or two of the lights can be helpful. And I know personally, the day that you and I talked after they had arrived, I put them on, and it was I would say I was feeling less than optimal. It was after the holiday, and there was just a lot of stress that had gone on with the holidays, and I put that on. Now I had put some oils on my feet as well, but I put it over my thymus and then over my kidneys. And after it ran, I felt like this uplifting. I felt very energized and uplifted. And I really felt as if Andrea needed, because then she fell, and I felt as if she needed everything that she could get to help support her body. And so
I would like to, the lights that she has, I think, Jan, they're the combination of all three, the blue, the red, and the infrared, right?
The face mask is.
And I think the big pad that you gave also has the rose. I think I've seen them change all colors.
Yeah. At least 2 colors on that big pad.
At least 2. So if I'm gonna do this for my leg, like right now I'm not casted. I don't have a cast yet. I was stubborn and I refused it because for whatever reason I have phobias and it just freaked me out. But most likely Monday I'll end up in a cast after another X-ray, and I just want to be able to do something before I have like no access to my leg again. So if I was to do a certain frequency, I guess that's what I want to know, is what frequency I would use if I was to put it like on or around the area of my bone. And that's another thing. Does it matter if there's anything like metal surrounding it, or are you supposed to keep it away from certain things? Because I mean, I could potentially take my leg out of the boot, but right now the boot has, the metal along the sides. Like, does it matter like what substance is around the light?
No, I mean, you wouldn't be putting it on on the boot, would you?
Well, my
Because it-
leg would still potentially be in the boot, and it would
Well-
kind of be.
Oh, it needs to go
I mean,
directly.
I would open up the top of the boot and put it on the top, but it's large enough, like even the face mask part is large enough where, because that's what I would be putting on there, that, I mean,
Well,
I
you
would
could-
have to take my leg completely out.
Well, you could, if you open up the top of it and kind of
Yep.
stick it next to your skin, you can do that.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure I could do that.
And
Is
you
there a
can do-
certain frequency I should be using though,
Well, I think
other
it's
than go through all of them?
Okay, so ladies, hold on a second. There's a link here. I just found a research article saying 50 hertz. Just, you need to Google. There's been a lot of research with light frequencies. I can't find out if they did this with sound or light. All I did was Google frequencies for bone health. Let's see. I know that there's research out with light, because when I was talking with one of the doctors at Barnes when we were developing our research, she was actually doing a study with light. So in this world, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of anecdotal stuff. There's a lot of this does that. Just do your research and feel what's best for your body. If that makes sense, because there's light frequencies or sound frequencies. There's frequencies of oils, everything has a frequency.
And so the one thing, like the company that Jan is with does do a lot of research, and
Yeah, so there, bone healing is a really popular
right.
way to use the light. So I'm sure
Jan has the
answers are there.
Yeah, the answer is there. So, but I think she's going to get her paper, Andrea, to help. And, then you guys can talk about it more too. But, so you've continued to use the oils, right?
Well, frequency 5 is bone, muscle, tendons, and ligaments. And
Frequency 5, okay.
So then she just pushes that button to get it to set. How does she get it to set at 5?
at the bottom, there's a set button, and you press that until it goes up to 5.
Okay.
And then frequency 7 is for pain and breaking down of bone spurs. So this company is 35 years old.
Yeah, they've been around a while.
Okay.
Jan, what's the company name?
In Light.
It's called In Light, and I actually, believe it or not, was looking into purchasing these a couple years ago. I think, Julie, it was like right after your fire starters retreat.
Okay.
I don't know if it came up during then, or I talked to someone about it then, or whatever, but it was shortly after that I was looking into potentially purchasing them. And then I don't have like a spa or, anything that I would be using them in. So I opted out of it, but very, very fascinated by it. And I'm really looking forward to trying something. So, I think I told you guys, I refused all narcotics. I've strictly been using doTERRA stuff, and I'm really happy to say that for pain management, I think yesterday, at one point initially, I was doing probably about 10 copibas a day, 4 to 6 deep blue polyphenols, and 4 to 6 turmeric dual caps per day, kind of alternating. I always did 2 copiba, but then I would alternate the deep blue and the turmeric, the polyphenols and the turmeric. I'm taking TDR Prime. I'm now starting to take my Microplex VMZ. I'm doing Terrazymes with anything I eat. I'm doing the protein shakes. I'm getting my greens, doing the new greens that they've got. I haven't decided to do the fibers yet because I wasn't sure with my access to the bathroom if that was going to be a good idea, since it takes me so long to get there.
Yeah.
But anyhow, and then I've strictly been doing like once a day, I will apply over the top of the fracture lemongrass, clove, eucalyptus, and melaleuca. In the morning, I will do cypress and balance and lemongrass. And then at night, I do wintergreen and cypress. Over my wound, I'm doing like basil and lavender. My elbow, oh my gosh, you guys should see the timestamp photos of my elbow. I'll put them in chat. I took 4 photos. The first day, it happened on Saturday, and on Sunday, my elbow, I probably have a hairline fracture in my elbow too, but it was really bad. And helichrysum after 24 hours was amazing. It reduce the pain and everything. And then Thursday, I mean, there was a pretty good cut that was like scabbed over on my elbow. And on Thursday, I decided, since that was kind of drying up, I needed to do something with it. And I applied a drop of lavender and a drop of yarrow palm for Friday, Saturday, for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then on Sunday, I mean, my elbow looks completely healed, completely. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with my elbow. It's still kind of tender on the inside. So I wanted to kind of maybe do the light on that too, Jan. I could probably wrap it around my elbow, right? So where do I put the big pad when I'm using the little pad? Like where would both pads go? So the little one's going to go on my ankle. Where do you suggest I put the other one? Along my spine, my back?
Well, yes, you can do that, or you can, do you have that Velcro strap?
No,
Huh?
No.
I didn't get a Velcro.
No.
Oh, because you could wrap it around your leg up above the break, or even wrap it around your knee, or wrap it
Like the thigh part?
elbow. But I thought I sent Velcro straps that you could do that with.
I didn't see any.
Didn't you?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well then,
That's okay. I mean, it's flexible enough where I could just, I mean, while I'm sitting on the couch, I could bend it over the top of my thigh, which for the muscle probably really needs it, because trying to lug around this boot, like my whole left side was out of commission. My wrist, my elbow, my shoulder, my hip, they did hip x-rays. I broke my fibula, my ankles was twisted and underneath me, and I had to pull my whole leg around the side of me. So my left side is in rough shape, which makes it really hard when you're doing one-legged squats with your right leg. I'm not used to holding up my whole body weight with my right leg.
And so, I think we're in a community of people. So, Amy, you were talking about sound. Like Andrea, I know, you're captive, but you can be playing, even with the TV on. You can still have like, do you have any of Amy's CDs? Be playing the music while you're listening to, because the tone and the light and then the oils. So some of you were on the call the other night with Al Garcia, and Al had a tractor accident a few years ago. He broke his hip. He was supposed to have had surgery this last week, and he found a therapy center that is it's a sports injury clinic that like the Utah Jazz uses and so forth. And they did not believe that surgery was what he needed. They're going to be doing physical manipulation. They're going to be doing light therapy. They're going to be doing all sorts of other things that they felt would help his tissue far better than him having surgery. Okay. And so from that, you know, currently, Andrea, I can't do any manipulation. Down the road, you may not like me, but I can help you. and so, you know, there are things, and you may still have physical therapy, but there are things that with the tendons and so forth. I'm sports injury trained, and there's a lot of stretches and other things that can be done, but absolutely, it'll probably be at least 6 to 8 months. It might even be a year before things are at a place where some of that can be done. Okay.
Right. Thank
In the meantime, using all of the tools that you can. And so, you know, I really wanted to have that conversation about the lights so you knew how to use them. Now, Jan, can she put it right on the break? I didn't know. So I said to, that was one of the things.
Yes, she could put it on there.
Okay.
Okay, so Jan, I just plugged it in so I could, if I set it to 5, which is the bone, muscle, tendon, tissue one, how long is it, like automatic? Does it shut off in so many minutes?
It automatically shuts off in 20 minutes.
No matter what setting it's on, whether it rotates through all of them or it's just on one?
Just, you know, always shuts off at 20 minutes.
Perfect. That's what I needed to know.
And
Or you can automatically shut it off.
now, when the first time that you do it, you might want to just do it for 10 minutes because it is bringing blood to that area and it may cause discomfort.
Right.
And
I
then,
did notice that the very first time that I used it, I kind of put it on my upper thigh above the break because at that point I had that U hard cast on, so I couldn't get it on my skin or anywhere around there. So I put it on my thigh, and I did feel like it helped the muscles in my back and my neck. Like that was really nice. And it did kind of help my left side, but then I did feel kind of like that pressure, that pulsating, where it was, like you said, maybe the blood was coming.
right.
And it just kind of felt like a lot of pressure. But now that I can kind of open it up and keep it elevated, I'm wondering if now would be a good time to do it directly on, especially since it's been a week now.
Right. So you might want to just do it 10 minutes the first time and wait a few hours.
Oh, and she went away.
How many times a day can I do it? I think that was another question I had for Julie, is how often can I do this?
Jan just went away.
Oh, darn.
Lost her. My understanding is you can do it, you know, like she was saying, do it a few hours later. So at least I would say 2 to 3 times a day on, you know, and you could do it throughout the day on different parts of your body. I mean, you could go through moving it and keep, you know, because you're moving differently. I think you could put it on the same spot every few hours, but you could move it around and have it support your whole body. You know, you're just sitting there, move it from one side to the other and just have it keep running for 20 minutes.
Right.
That I know you do, because I know they do events where they'll have chairs and they just have people all sit and they wrap them up in them, and they'll they'll do a double time for sure where the whole body is covered.
Mhm.
And it was Faith who talked about at the fire starter. I think that's where Jan learned about it. Faith had them at the fire starter retreat. So, okay, that was the first I learned about them too. But so hopefully that was helpful, Andrea.
It was, thank you.
So Shar shared a book with me yesterday, and I know Shar kind of went away, but the Atomic Habits, and it's called Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. And I know Shar and I were in a coaching program that they taught us about Kaizen steps. And the best way to make a habit change is to make it small steps. You know, you don't eat an elephant all at once, right? I'm sure you've all heard that. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. And so Shar, if you would like to share what inspired you to order the book.
Well, actually, it's kind of Laura's book of the several months. You know, she gets, so I just thought I would order it because she was talking about the things in it and sent some. She sent some infographics about it. One of his things that I think impressed her was that, and I've always been a person that has had trouble with goal setting and, you know, that sort of thing. And his approach is, it's not really goal setting. You decide who you want to be. So it's more, you're developing who you are. And the other things kind of follow. And I just really resonated with that way of looking at things. So that's, and since Laura's obviously going to be referring to this and talking about it in some of her coaching sessions and things for the next who knows how many months. So I thought I would order it, and I ended up, as happens to me every so often, I put it on my list in Amazon or wherever, and then I think, oh, it's on my list, I should go order it. And turns out I ordered 2 of them. So that's why Julie got one.
Oh, yes, thank you. And some of you may know this. I have lots of books. I'm not always someone to read a book cover to cover like this. I tend to you know, open it just like I do with the cards and see what I'm supposed to be. So I opened to a page called Habit Stacking. And he talks about cue, craving, response, reward. And so this is the example, and I'm just putting this. Meditation. After I pour my cup of coffee each morning, I will meditate for 1 minute. Exercise. After I take off my work shoes, I will immediately change into workout clothes. Well, that doesn't mean you're exercising. I'm just going to say that. Gratitude. After I sit down to dinner, I will say one thing I'm grateful for that happened today. Marriage. After I get into bed at night, I will give my partner a kiss. Safety. After I put on my running shoes, I will text a friend or family member where I'm running and how long it will take. The key is to tie your desired behavior into something you already do each day. Once you've mastered this basic structure, you can begin to create larger stacks by chaining small habits together. This allows you to take advantage of the natural momentum that comes from one behavior leading to the next, a positive version of the Diderot effect. Okay. So if this is something that interests you guys, it's something that Shar and I will probably be talking about. And if you're listening to Laura Jacobs, you know, when you hear her refer to this, I would say creating well, Shar, when you said, I forget exactly how you said it, but I feel like learning the strengths, learning some of the other and yesterday, Sharon and I went through some of our predictive index components too, learning things about ourselves that we respond to when we take an assessment like that. It doesn't mean we're always still using or driving in that lane. And how do we build on who we are naturally so that we feel very comfortable in our skin? We come being very genuine and authentic. And if we're all saying, I'm being genuine and authentic, and I'm working to be the best version of that genuine authenticity, you know, learning about ourselves first helps us be able to do that and create more success. And so I think strengths is, and I believe I see Laura already showing that, you know, and Shar, I don't know if you'd agree with that, but in this, the more we can learn about who we are naturally, we'll be able to have a better habit.
Plus, I think you just get happier. You know, by the time we're all ready to leave the earth, we'll maybe have a better idea who we are.
It just takes time.
That's right.
The
It's a
name of the book
continuous
again?
journey. We're always
Mhm.
discovering more about ourselves.
Yes.
Yep.
What was the question?
What's the name of the book again?
Atomic Habits by James Clear.
I'm pretty sure I've listened to it once, but yeah, okay.
He has I guess Laura said he has a lot on his website too. So if you don't want to buy the book, and one tip, and maybe you guys do this already, and I'm not sure if it was on that book or not, but if you go to Amazon, half the time you can read half the book without even ordering it. You know, I do that every so often. Oh, gee, I get to read a couple chapters, and sometimes that's enough.
Yes.
But it's not terribly expensive. I think I got the hardcover, and was $14. So.
All right, well, we're almost at 9 here. Does anybody have any questions, any observations? We will get the link for Saturday morning. Let me look and see if I have that already done. No, I don't. Okay, I will get that link out, and we'll do it as a webinar. I would like to do it as a webinar, but then still bring people in as so how it works. I'll just explain this. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. When you have a webinar, it automatically just has me as a presenter. Then I need to invite you guys to be presenters, but then at that point it brings in a group of people. I can, as a webinar, then I can still cast it to Facebook and make a Facebook Live event out of the class, and I can record it. So it gives me more options. And so coming back to strengths, maximizer and individualization in my strengths kind of flip and flop, and they're sort of a similar thing. So the more I can maximize, just like when I was talking about trying to do a recording from Tammy's class that we do a Facebook Live, the more times I can put reaches out from one thing, if I can do it, I'm going to try and do it that way. And so I have the camera, I have the microphone, I have everything that can make that possible. So I have the confidence to do that, and I've done it before. So it isn't as if this is the first time I'm doing that. And I feel like we can take that live event that Tammy's doing and put it out. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing something in person and still putting it out to help others. And maybe people could have a couple people over even you know, and have smaller groups, and we can multiply what we're doing. So on the 13th, if you can't be there in person in La Crosse, think about inviting maybe one person over and having someone that you could share an oil experience with us. So with much gratitude for our community. I will see you next week. Oh, and then next Monday, I think I sent an email. If you didn't get one, let me know, but I think I sent an email to everybody. Monday night, there will be an empowered success training at 8 o'clock through doTERRA. And I put it on the I Am page, and I sent it in an email because I know not everybody goes on that. I don't know what they're going to be doing exactly, but they're going to be doing this once a month, and it will be a business training. And I'm grateful because I had selected Monday nights as my night to do an evening community time, and they're filling in one slot for me in the month, so that takes a little less pressure. It takes some pressure off from me, and Tammy Stuber and I are working together on that. And again, if any of you have an idea or would like something you'd like to discuss on that Monday night, I plan on having guest speakers. And I've already talked with Shar about doing some stuff on there. And I know Andrea was investigating. She thought that there was an emoji bingo that was on some, on the,
Back to basics.
yes. So
I posted out there, and I have lots of people following it and want the information too. And I think I tagged you in it, Julie, because someone said something. It was on some program or something, and I wasn't sure if you had it.
oh, okay. I don't know that I have it. So
Someone commented, so I just wanted you to take a peek at it and see if we had that, because they said it might already be a template on some program that you might already have.
okay. Okay, sounds good.
Just before people go, I just want to say, I guess publicly to Julie, but just to everybody else too, it is so nice to have people show up regularly. I mean, sometimes you can't, that's fine, but it's a real commitment on Julie's part. And I think anytime somebody decides to do something every week, you know, I mean, it's a commitment. And even though things are sometimes recorded, and yeah, I mean, it's more convenient sometimes to get them differently. I've been on some of Laura's. Laura has thousands of people, but I've been on quite a few of her Zooms where there's really only 7 or 8 people there in, you know, live. And for the person who's there every single week to have, you know, I know this is important to Julie, but I think it's important to others too. Nobody wants to just talk to themselves. You know, so having people show up on a regular basis and participate, you know, you're really making a contribution by doing that. So, you know, thanks to everybody for kind of being here and making the time and deciding to, you know, I mean, get up on set at whatever time it is for you on Wednesday mornings and kind of being here with us. It's a cool thing. So thanks, Julie. Appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Shar.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay. Andrea?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yep, that's okay. I had asked Tammy to stay on and she must not have seen it. So, but did that help? What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, here, I'm going to stop recording.